Okay. I forgot to erase my board. Oops.
I remember that one. I did that one last year.
The Miller. Yeah, it's a sad one. I didn't like the way the ending was, but I always like to create my own endings. Yeah, the donkey like falls into the river is, you know. Okay. We are talking about that clause today. And you guys know the difference between, and you guys can share, actually, let you borrow this one just to look at for the lesson part. You already know about who, which clauses, but the difference between a clause and a phrase, do you guys remember the difference between the two? One of them has verbs and one doesn't. You remember which is which? Between clauses and phrases? Think of a
Clauses don't have verbs?
wrong.
Oh, right. Oh, darn.
Other way around. But if you think of a prepositional phrase, those don't have verbs. So phrases don't, but clauses do. It's okay. I was just teasing you. So like the who, which clause and that clause, they do have a subject verb pair within the clause. Okay. So it's a group of words that begins with the word that. Big surprise, right? It's called a that clause. Starts with that. Easy to find. That. And it contains a subject and a verb. That clause is a dependent clause, which means it must be added to a sentence that is already complete. Here I am where it says market. Place parentheses around the that clause and write that above the word that. Right? Even though it's already there, you're going to write it on top of that. But you're also going to do a V for the verb and an S for the subject. So look at the example. Robin knew that he could win the contest. The that clause is that he could win the contest. And it has that, big surprise. And he is the subject and could win is the verb pair. And there is a comma rule. Commas are used to separate items in a sentence. But because that clauses are essential to the sentence, commas are not used in a that clause. So that's why it's crossed out. So no commas in the that clause. And then homophones, you guys remember homophones? So homo is the prefix that means same. Phone means sound. So it's words that have the same sound, like two. What's that? Oh. I know that song, but is there a song about homophones?
Sort of. It like has examples of it. I heard it when I was little. We used to watch a lot of VeggieTales.
That's cute. Do you guys know what she's talking about? Yeah? Okay, that's good. You still do? That's cool. Well, I watch Schoolhouse Rock, so, you know, I understand cartoons. Okay. Anyway, the example in that first little paragraph at the end of that paragraph says 2, 2, and 2. So you have TO, then you have TWO, and then you have TOO. But they all sound the same, right? 2, 2, and 2. And then it's telling you what they all mean, which you already know. TO is a preposition. So it's the start of a prepositional phrase like to Nottingham. Yes?
To means like to go somewhere.
To TO. Okay.
And then TOO means like, oh, that too. Can't forget that.
Also. Yeah.
And then he brought his to the number.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly right. So TO is like a preposition, to Nottingham, or to travel, which is an infinitive. Remember I told you about verbs, if they have the word to in front of it, it changes it a little bit.
One thing, this doesn't really make any sense. Robin was heading to Nottingham too.
Also. Yeah, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. TWO, 2 arrows, meaning 1, 2, right? And then TOO, you're right. It can be like also, but it can also mean to an excessive degree, like too excited. Like he got too excited about going on the trip that he got sick or something. I don't know. So too excited could be too much, right? Yeah, the example here, Robin was headed to Nottingham too, so he's probably going with someone is what I'm thinking. Also, you know what I mean? And then he brought his 2 straightest arrows, 1, 2. straight as arrows. Any questions about that? Nope. Okay. Those are what homophones are. There's a lot of them in English. There's a little more on the back on page 20. You want to turn to that page? This just says, think about it. Think about the word light. Hello, Owen. Come on in. It's okay. You don't have to beat up the door. Just leave it. Did you just lock it?
No.
Okay, because we're waiting for Simeon. We don't want to lock him out.
Yeah, we did.
No.
Oh, it didn't.
There are words like the word light. We're on page 20 on in your book.
Which book? The.
Do you have your grammar? Oh, yeah, you do. Okay.
Yeah.
Page 20. Light can be used 3 different ways. It could be a noun. Look at the example here. The light hurt my eyes, right? If you have your little sister or brother that shines the flashlight in your face.
Yes.
Or
You know, we've all had that happen. Or big brother. The light hurt my eyes. The next one is the adjective. The light rain was falling. So meaning gentle sprinkling outside, light rain. And then the verb, the lamps light the room. It's telling what the lamps are doing, right? They're lighting up the room. So 3 different ways to use the word light, but it's the same word, L-I-G-H-T. Okay, so that's something to think about. There you go. You've thought about it. Now, go to page 21. And I have this for you. I don't know what happened to my copy. Actually, I do know what happened because I thought it was done and I took the book away and then I'm like, oh, it's not done. And so it skipped the spot.
Whatever.
That's like,
At least it can smell.
you can still see it. All right, anybody want to read the sentence today?
My mom punished herself, but she didn't get the ring.
Oh, but that's okay, that's good. You're halfway there. Rebecca.
You can have my ring.
Then Robin grew angry. No young man likes other men to taunt him about his prized possessions.
Good. All right, taunt is our vocabulary word. Anybody want to tell me what that means, Lexi?
Teasing.
Teasing.
Bothering,
Making fun of,
trying to
mocking.
make you frustrated.
Bothering him.
Yes, bothering.
Provoking.
All of those. Perfect. Yes. Put a check by vocabulary. 4 nouns. Who wants to find the 4 nouns? You've already done stuff for me. Okay, Ellie.
Robin,
Robin.
man,
Yes.
and then men,
Men.
and then possessions.
Yes. Robin, man, men, possessions. Those are the 4 nouns. Pronoun. There's only one, Miles.
Other.
Not other, actually. That sometimes is a pronoun.
Wait, which man is now?
Man and men both are nouns. You wanna take another guess, Miles?
His.
His, no,
Him.
him.
Is him.
His is an adjective,
So is prize.
and so is prize. Speaking of adjectives, anybody wanna do the adjectives? Well, his and prize are adjectives. What else? You can just say it if you see it on there.
Young.
Young, prize,
His other.
his, other, not taunt.
Not?
Not taunt. But
Angry.
the word, yes, angry is an adjective, and the word no. Because if you ask which young man, no young man. Remember, if you ask things like which one or how many or what kind, that helps you find the adjectives. So here they are. Angry, no, young, other, his, and prize.
Yes. I probably guessed about angry.
Well, you guessed good. Okay, prepositional phrase. Anybody see that one? Lexi?
To taunt him?
Close, because I know to is, but it's not that, because taunt is a verb, and remember, phrases don't have a verb.
Other men.
No, other is an adjective. Nico,
About his prize?
keep going.
Possession.
Yes. Remember, it starts on a preposition and it ends on a noun or a pronoun. But, and it never has a verb in it. So there you go. About his prized possessions. So underline that for the prepositional phrase. By the way, you guys already know this, but when you're doing, bless you, when you're doing your homework, if you get stuck on that, skip it and then come back to it. It'll get easier. excuse me, subject verb pairs. So this is where we're gonna talk about the verbs. Owen,
Grew?
grew is one. And there's one more. Nope,
No,
because,
two.
no. The reason taunt is not, it normally would be, do you want to explain it? Or
I'm
do
just
you?
gonna do subject.
Okay, hold on. The reason taunt is not a verb is because it has two in front of it, to taunt. By the way, let's fix it because it's bugging me. Two is not correct. Oh, I'm showing you the answer.
Thanks. I'm just gonna keep.
How should we spell, how should we spell two? T-O. To taunt. So that becomes an infinitive. Okay, Rebecca. What are the
Robin.
subjects? Robin,
And man.
man, good. Those are the two subjects. Good job. Capitals. Owen, then
Robin.
Robin,
And. No. And
No.
No.
And no.
and no.
No.
End mark, what should we put at the end?
Period.
Period. And then we already fixed the homophone, so we're good. Simeon! That's all right, I recorded, but now I can stop because you're here, so.